Hey guys, this summer back with a new video. So, like I said last week, I am gonna be doing videos on all the things, all of them. And today, we're gonna be doing a video on a new anime. And usually, when I'm recommended a new anime, I quickly look up a trailer and I'll decide whether I want to watch it or not. And you know, I freaking love anime, as you can see, but I have a very specific taste. I'm not into that cutesy stuff. I really like all things dark and traumatic, and I'm really hopeful for the new gen of 2021 2022 anime that's coming out, because a lot of that stuff is like, bro, it's dark. One of my really close friends mentioned 8686 to me in passing, and being a fan of the mech genre and anything that's like really dark, of course I had to watch it. I would be crazy not to watch this one, but I wasn't ready for what I was gonna witness with this one. I really loved it. So just so you guys know, there are gonna be spoilers in here. So I would recommend, watching this video either after you've already seen it, or, if you don't care about spoilers, just don't say that I fucking spoiled a good ass show for you in the comments, because I'm warning you right now.
Don't say I didn't warn you!
8686 opens with the story of Elena Melise, okay? Her name already is fucking, that's a good ass name, right? Elena Melise is the major she's a major in the San Magnolian Army. And she's in the military at 16 years old. This girl is 16 years old and she is a major in the military, okay? It's kind of crazy when you think about it, but it's more interesting as you find out more about the country that they're in, right? Because San Magnolia is a fucked up country, and they are fucked up people. And I say that indiscriminately, because what we're gonna find out is fucking gross, okay? These people, the same people who, the military, the governmental entity, whatever, they've taken the rights away from all of the people that they call the 86. That's who this story is really about. The people of the San Magnolian, Republic, they are called the Alba. These people have silver hair, they have silver eyes. They're, they all have the same light skin. But the 86, they all look different. They all have different colored hair. Reds, blacks, blondes. They all have different hair. They all have different skin tones. They're all very different. But what they want to say is that the Alba are all the evolved versions of humankind at this point. And they've taken all of the rights away from the people that don't look anything like them anymore, because they're different. They're better.
This is total discrimination.
You see, the Alba and the 86 apparently are so different in that the Alba have evolved, the 86 have not. So the Alba think that it's correct to send them to fucking internment camps and force them to pilot mechs that they call juggernauts to fight the Legion against, the Legion are, these forces, the enemy forces that are trying to take over their land. They're sentient fucking mechs that are just fucking, they're here to take over. They want to kill them. So the Republic is like, well, let's just fucking use our cattle, essentially, because that's how they treat the 86. So we're gonna call Elena the major. We're gonna call her Lena from now on because that name is way too fucking long. So Lena is the handler to the 86. That is her role in the military. She handles them. She gives them orders. She's their eyes and ears on the battlefield. But she sits inside of the Republic. That is the caveat. She is the lead. She gives them orders. She will tell them when to retreat. She will tell them where the enemy is. She will, direct them, lead them, tell them where to go. But she's just a voice. They're the ones that are out there fighting.
認証開始。ブラディレーナ・ミリーゼ少佐。東部方面軍第9戦区。パラレイド、アクティベート。同調対象。プレアデス、プロセッサー。気をつけてください。間もなく敵部隊が射程に入ります。
So throughout the show, you see her struggle and sympathize with them, knowing that they have every right to hate her. And it's so very touching because you can tell that she struggles with it. She may be the only person who sees them as people. And it really gets to her. And this is something that you see her, go through the show dealing with.
だからといって黙認はできません。こんなことは本来許されることで。
So she tries to take a different approach than all the other people that are handlers just like her. She actually treats these people, she treats the 86 like they are people, which is not something that is routine for people that do her job. They aren't all like her. We'll say that. So, she speaks to them every night. She gets to know them because they are kids her own age. But it's just so sad because no one in the Republic but Lena sees the 86 as people. When their rights were taken away, all of them started to call them pigs. In their textbooks, they're referred to as humanoid pigs. So the 86, having had their names dragged through the mud, being forced to be the decoys essentially every day and every night, they started calling them names as well. They start calling their handlers white pigs.
相変わらずどうしようもないよね。白豚はさ。あれじゃもう次に誰が来ても同じでしょ。ねえ。
まあでも昨日はみんなちゃんと行けたんだよな。シン。
The persecution of the 86 is honestly disgusting throughout this entire show. And the reports that the Republic is seeing every single day on their news is no human casualties. And every single time that you see the news, it's on the streets and you see Lena just walking down the street like, because she knows.
You a fucking lion.
She knows that they're people. She knows. And it seems like everyone else in society has been brainwashed to believe that there are no people inside of those mechs. They're just totally autonomous. They're just machines. They just fight. They fight for your freedom, but there's no people in there. And it's a lie. It's a blatant lie. There are people in there, and they're dying for your freedom.
我が方の損害は軽微であり、人的損害は皆無。人道的かつ先進的な無人機による戦闘により、本日も我が国の戦死者は0名であります。
On her very first call with Spearhead, which is the team that Undertaker is on. Undertaker is our main character extraordinaire.
スピアヘッド、プロセッサー。ハンドラー1よりスピアヘッドセンター各員。 めまして。本日よりあなた方の指揮管制を担当いたします。
女
今晩は着任の挨拶のため連絡しました。
はじめまして、ハンドラー1。こちらはスピアヘッド戦隊戦隊長。パーソナルネームアンダーテイカーです。ハンドラー交代の通達は承っています。本日よりよろしくお願いします。
こちらこそよろしくお願いしますね、アンダーテイカー。
And they all introduce themselves. They're all, just as joyful and just as, great as you expect them to be. Like, I love Spearhead. Team Spearhead embodies what you expect of a team of people that knows how to work well together and just want to survive. That's who Team Spearhead is. And they're led by Undertaker, who is, he has this very modest tone. And remember, this is the same Undertaker that her uncle describes to her as, like, being this guy who drives people to the brink of suicide and to early retirement.
スピアヘッド戦隊隊長機パーソナルネームアンダーテイカー。これにはちょっとした曰くがあってね。
それは
死神と恐れられている。何しろ担当するハンドラーを壊してしまうのだそうだ。
え、プロセッサーがハンドラーをですか？逆ではなく。
ああ。
階段の類ではないのですか？
勤務中に部下を呼びつけてヨタ話をするほど暇ではないよ。アンダーテイカーが所属する部隊のハンドラーは担当部隊変更や退役の申請をする者がほとんどだ。突然自殺した者もいる。信じがたい話だがね。亡霊の声とやらに付きまとわれたのだそうだ。
亡霊。
And I just love the trope of this, quiet main character that can also be so terrifying. That he can lead other people to madness. But he's also calm and even keel. And Shine Nozen knows how to, he plays that. He plays into that trope so well. He's probably one of my favorite characters that can do that. Next to Levi Ackerman, of course, but that Levi. Shine is he's a wonderful main character. And, more on his characterization later because I have more to say on that. Their dynamic as a team just grows with each episode, and it just makes every single death hit that much harder. It just, with every single misstep that they take, you really feel the morale sink, and they really ask themselves, they question, are we really gonna make it through this?
このレーベルどうしてこんなところに？レオコシア、私が左から狙う。援護を頼む。了解。キルシブリューテ。そっちはダメです。キルシブリューテ。出現。ここに動けない。やだ。死にたくない。
Sometimes you're not sure if they are. There's been a lot of times where I'm like, fuck, I think they're all gonna die. But then you find out that Shin has a mission. One that's actually been hinted at since the very beginning, if you've been paying attention. Shin can hear the voices of the dead. And he hears the voice of his dead brother, Shure, in the mix of the Legion. So he knows that his brother is alive and trapped among the Legion. He knows that he's part of the enemy now. So he wants to free him. That's his mission. And for the longest time, he's been searching for him.
もうすぐ行ける。兄さん。
For a very long time. And this is when we finally see Shin like lose his shit. He loses like all composure when he finally finds him, and this is where I really expected the show to falter a little bit, because I wasn't sure if they were really gonna like go there all the way, go there. But no, they did it. They did they go there.
随分手加減したのにあんなに脆いとようやくだ。一緒にいられる。また絵本を読んであげるよ。だからまずはその人間の体を。無駄なことを死を巻き込む気か。
ノーゼン隊の反応が戻ってます。
おいしい、起きろこのバカ。
シ
お前は
さよなら兄さん。
そうか。ごめんな。
To find out that the same Shure that saved little baby Elena when she was little from that accident with her dad on the battlefield.
戦うの怖くないの？
怖いよ。でも戦わないと生き残れないから。俺は死ねない。死ぬわけにはいかない。必ず生きて帰らないといけないんだ。弟のところに。
To find out that that same Shure nearly strangled his little brother to death. Yeah, that was a journey, let me tell you.
ねえお兄ちゃん、お母さんどうして死んじゃったの？
お前のせいだ。違う。お前がいたから母さんまで戦場に行った。違う。お前が母さんを殺したんだ。やめろ。お前のせいだ。違う。何もかも全てお前のせいだ。お前のせいじゃない。父さんと母さんが死んだのも俺がこれから死ぬのも何もかも全部お前の罪だ。
This anime killed that transition, okay? Just finding all of that out, it really fleshed out all of that characterization, and it was really on point. Like, the timing was done really well. It didn't take too long, it wasn't too short either, and they really explained everything, because the Republic did all of that. It was all some fuck shit. They sent the poor Nozen family to the internment camp, and they promised their father that they would restore the entire family's rights if the dad would just serve in the military. They said, okay, you do your time in the military for us, you'll be set free, we'll set you free, and we'll set your wife free and your 2 children. We will do that if you go on the battlefield and you fight for us. But of course, they didn't uphold their promise, and their father dies at war. They find this out, but they also find out, sorry, stretch. They also find out that their mom is gonna go and enlist as well, because she got a letter in the mail saying that the process and the way that we do this is not the way that you thought. And this is where he fucking loses his shit. His anger is so unimaginable right now. His whole life is flashing before his eyes. He is thinking he's gonna die. He's thinking that this cycle is endless. He's thinking that the Republic lied to him and his parents, and he's gonna die.
俺はお前を守れなかった。
And that Shine is also probably going to be sent off to this war to also fight when he inevitably dies. I'm sure that that also crossed his mind. So while this is all happening, little baby Shin is in the corner like, where's mommy? Where's mommy? Where's mommy? Where's daddy? And I think he's just dissociating at this point. Shorei fucking blacks out and strangles his little brother till he almost fucking dies. If it wasn't for the fact that that priest was staying there, your boy Shin would be dead. It's just so tragic. It explains the voices, that's for sure. It explains the neck scar. Homeboy was basically murdered by his own brother. I honestly did not see that coming. It broke my heart for Shin because throughout the show, when he finds out that Elena knows his brother, he's just like, oh, did he ask about me? The whole part about his brother liking chocolate and him giving Elena, you know, that piece of chocolate and saying, oh, my brother really enjoys these. There's just so many parts of their relationship that is shown, you know, throughout the show before we even see the moment where Shure almost kills him. And I feel like it's all shown so that you can understand how deep this anger and this trauma goes for them in terms of what the Republic has done to all of their families and what all of the discrimination and the history of all of this has done to them. It's not that Shure didn't care about his little brother. That's not the truth. He was in a different state, and a lot of things contributed to what happened there. Obviously, that doesn't make what he did okay. He fucking almost killed that little boy. Like, that scene was intense. But there was a lot to their relationship. And seeing their closure, like when he finally was able to set his brother free, once his grief was finally able to come out of him, that was amazingly done. Like, wow. Amazingly done. And another thing that I wanted to touch on that I was not expecting was the way that the Nozen family was sent into the internment camps, being Lena's friend, because they were neighbors. That realization really fucked me up. I did not see that coming. The fact that she sold their family out due to bullying, it's so sad. Like, this shit happens in real life. It has happened. Yeah. And after all of that happened and she decided to say, hey, let's tell on them and, you know, get them sent over there, her father couldn't deal with the guilt of having done that, and then he killed himself. Like, imagine the feeling that Annette must have felt for herself. Like, I'm a fucking piece of shit for all of that. but she was a child. So like, this show, I swear, was on another level from the very beginning, and that's why I just want everyone to watch. Just watch it. Simply watch it. And just one last thing. When they were talking about Annette taking over the para-raid research for her father, I find para-raids and the science behind them to be extremely terrifying. Just really unsettling. You know? I just think that the way that communicating daily with someone through brainwaves can have, and then on top of it, hearing the voices of the dead through that, I don't know, man. That one scene where Lena hears the voices of the dead and she's just sitting there with the complete silence after it cuts out, and you're doubting whether or not you're gonna hear the last words of one more person. It's just so eerie. Like, it just gets under your skin. So, I loved that this was another one of those don't get attached animes where you just never know who's next. And, you know, you have to keep those tissues at bay because you just never know which one is just gonna throat punch you. You know, the way that you could just make someone cry over, you know, someone's mechanical, like, instrument that's been with them since they were a child and them losing it, like, that has to be some kind of skill. Like, how y'all do that? But, you know, in short, I really enjoyed this one. I really, really liked 8686, and I recommend it to everyone. And, you know, if you liked it, if you liked this video, please give it a like, subscribe. If you didn't, you know, give me a comment down below. Tell me why. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for watching.